Good morning. Okay, my tablet is charged. I think it's been charged for a couple of days. Oops. Helps if you can see what I'm looking at. Cookmate is the software that I use. This is a very, 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 very old tablet. So it might take it a minute to pull up. Yep. All right, I am looking. Here it is. I was talking about my big batch dinner rolls. Now, the link is in the description in the video where I make the rolls. I believe it's chili and rolls. But this is from King Arthur, I believe. So it ends up being 1/2 cup of lukewarm water, 2 cups of warm milk, 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2.5 tablespoons of yeast, and 6 to 7 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'll put this down in the description of this video again, just in case you're curious. But I thought since I had my tablet up, I would go ahead and pull up that recipe. And what I'm looking for is biscuits. Here we go. Chef Johns Buttermilk Biscuits. Now, I don't have buttermilk, and my milk is actually kind of fresh, but let's take a look at this. We need 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter. They want it in the freezer. Wow, that's extreme. 3/4 cup of cold buttermilk and 2 tablespoons of buttermilk for brushing. But let's make some biscuits and some kind of breakfast gravy this morning. I'm not sure what kind. And actually, it's not really morning. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. My first video flopped. I tried to make that breakfast sausage I accidentally got from the food pantry. I filmed it, and off camera I almost threw up. I'm going to end up deleting that video, but just know that that sausage did not work out. So it is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. That is 240 grams of flour. So I've got 243 grams of flour. You're curious as to how many ounces that is? I am. Let's change the unit. 8.6, 8.5 ounces. Interesting. Notice that the milliliters and the grams are pretty much exactly the same. Well, there it is, exactly the same. So that's interesting in this scale, in that milliliters and grams are the same. All right, let's move on. A teaspoon of salt. That's about 5 grams, in case you're wondering. There it is. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. That would be like 3 grams. Well, not even, like 1 gram or something. I don't have a teaspoon. Or at least, if I do, I don't know where it is. So, we're going to do the best we can. Because here's the baking soda. And I'm just going to put some in my hand. And that's good enough, I think. Surprised it doesn't need any baking powder. Maybe I just missed it. Oh, nope. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Where is that? Sometimes it's down on the counter. But no, I put it up. All right, so 2 teaspoons of baking powder is about So I have about 10 grams. Let's tear that out. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. Well, 11. Okay. Good enough. And we want to do the butter next. And I want to take off my watch before I get deep into this. You got to take your watch off. I love cooking on Saturdays. If I'm not working, Saturdays are a really relaxing day for me. They typically always have been, but kind of depends. Oh, in other news, they moved that trailer that was right next to me that was being all claustrophobic. They completely missed the track. There's a nice big groove in the dirt, so they missed the track. Boy, I love biscuits. Do you love biscuits? I love fresh made biscuits. I'm going to put this whole stick in this flour. I'm going to do it. There it is. I did it. I should get a knife. I need to get my 2 knives, don't I? I need to get a clean rag. I did laundry yesterday, but I feel like I didn't do enough rags. Alright, I'm just going to do 1 knife, because most of the time I just do this stuff with my hand. It's a lot faster. So, let's do this. What does my tablet think it's doing? No idea. It just went off and like blanked the page out. Alright, that's probably good enough. And you just want to get your butter really mixed into the flour. Like every little butter speck should have its own little flour. Or every flour should have its butter speck, however you want to think about it. And I'll show you the final result as soon as I'm done with it. But you just pick it up and kind of rub it around in your fingers and I added an extra tablespoon of butter to this. Well, actually, it's not even butter, it's margarine. And while I'm doing this, I'll just do a shout out to my subscribers and supporters. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are what make the channel worth doing. You guys really brighten my day with your comments and your donations. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're really enjoying the channel. It makes me happy that you get happiness out of this channel. And information, of course. It's all about knowledge, too. Alright, this is looking really, really good. Oh, these are going to be delicious. While you're doing this, you should do a happy wiggle. Happy wiggle. Alright, I'm going to wash my hands and show you this and get the milk. I need to move this. It is in the way. Let me show you my dough bits. There it is. That's what it should look like for the most part. I got some chunks of butter in there, but it'll be okay. Now I'm going to get the milk. Now today, I have a special treat. I have, let me see, whole milk, folks. I have whole milk. And I need, what did that recipe say? Yeah, it flipped off the recipe, which is really weird. It's not supposed to do that. 3/4 cup of milk, so not very much. That would be, we'll do about 6 ounces. It did it again. That is so weird. Okay, that is 5.9 ounces. I'm sure that's good enough. Is the flour still out? Yes. Alright. So I'm going to mix this, and we'll see if I need any more milk. It is sticky. This is going to be, I think, a very sticky dough. Usually is. I always like it when my tablet's up because these are recipes that I have not just collected, but I've made, and I know they work, and I know I like them. You know what? I think this is good. I just need to put a little flour on the table down here, which is already clean. I cleaned the tar out of that earlier today. And I just need to turn this stuff onto that flour. You know, this is a different recipe. Check that out. This recipe is actually working a little better. Now, you just want it to barely pull together, but you don't want it to be as sticky as what I'm doing. I'm having difficulties. There we go. I want to get this dough off my other hand. And you just want to barely knead it. Because the more you knead biscuit dough, the tougher the biscuits are going to be. So you really don't want to spend too much time on the kneading phase. Press this out. All right, I'm going to wash my hands and get the biscuit cutter and move you. If you don't have a biscuit cutter, you can use anything that's round, that's pretty much the size of the biscuit you want. And if you don't have anything, you could technically form that into a square and cut it and make square biscuits. I'm going to make round biscuits. My sheet pan is washed and ready for biscuits. This is all pressed out to the thickness I want. Now, they don't have to be, you don't want real thin biscuits. You want it about 1/4 to 1/2 inch tall. Right there. There's some good biscuits. There's a biscuit. And there's a biscuit. And then you just fold it over again. Just a little bit. You don't want to overwork your biscuit. I love making biscuits. There's just not much to it, to be honest. And there's a biscuit. There's a biscuit. This might only make 5 biscuits. I usually get about 6 out of this recipe. Well, out of similar recipes. Little biscuit. I got 5. I'm not going to get another biscuit out of that. But you know what? This is going to go in the pan. It's going to be part of the gravy. So I only got 5 biscuits out of this recipe. Probably should have made a double batch like I planned to, but that's okay. I was going to make a double batch and then freeze half of it, but I might save that for another day. All right, so I'm going to put these biscuits in the toaster oven at 330 degrees for 30 minutes. And let me show that to you. There they are. 5 little biscuits. It's preheating. Oh, that's not good. It's not preheating. Stop. Can't believe it was on toast. All right, so temp should be 330. Time should be 30 minutes. Start. All right. I guess I must have made toast as the last thing in there. All right, there it is. 30 minutes from now, and I will have fresh biscuits. All right, so let me start on the gravy part of this. Now, the gravy and the biscuits actually take the same ingredients. I had some butter hanging out in my TV room, so I'm just going to dump this in. And I need to wash my spatula real quick. In fact, I should probably move that, because the flour and everything that's already in there will start to burn before I get the spatula clean. So cheap spatulas are kind of hard to clean because the metal that they use is not flawless. But I think I got it. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to rinse off the spatula one more time just because. So I'm just going to chop up the dough that I've got. It's going to expand quite a bit, I'm sure. I need, let's see, pepper is primarily what goes in this. Pepper, quite a bit of it. And I like red pepper flakes in mine. I like mine a little spicy. Technically, all you need is salt and pepper. Put those in there now. And then I need some meats. My first meat this morning did not work out, but I have some pre-cooked sausage right here. So I'm going to do it. There we go. Got that sausage in there. I was saving this sausage for pizzas, but it's all right. It can be biscuits too, or gravy. And I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to put in some bacon to go with it. So sausage and bacon. I'm going to save a little bit in case I want some pizza. Got some more, I saved a little bit of the bacon back, and I have some more sausage in case I want to make a pizza tomorrow. I may want that tomorrow for dinner. So now I am going to throw in just a little bit of milk. And this will probably take up the rest of this milk that I've got. But that's okay. Gravy is a great way to use up whole milk. In fact, whole milk makes wonderful, wonderful gravy. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. There it is. And I'm just going to stir it around and mix it up and, until it gets to the desired consistency. The good thing about making the gravy after you make the biscuits in the same skillet is that the gravy will clean up the skillet so it's easier to wash later. And I don't think I'm going to need any extra flour in this because I had quite a bit of biscuit left over. In fact, speaking of biscuits, they're looking amazing. Let's take a look at them. Look at those biscuits. Don't those look amazing? There is 14 minutes left. Amazing biscuits. All right, so here's the gravy. It's very, very thick. I prefer my gravies quite a bit thick. A lot of gravy recipes say if it coats the back of a spoon, it's thick enough. Now this is going to coat my whole spatula, but it's a lot thicker than you think it is because as it cools, it's going to get even thicker. Now let's go take a look at the biscuits. See, this recipe is so much better. I got 6 minutes left. And this was the recipe on my tablet. So this was a lot better. I think I'm going to enjoy these biscuits a lot more. All right, my biscuits just got done. They look amazing. So there they are. That one only made 5 biscuits, but they look great. So I'm going to put a biscuit in the bowl with some gravy. I don't even know what time it is. Probably about 2 o'clock. All right, so I'm going to, let's see. We'll do this one. I think this was the last biscuit. Let's see what it looks like. Doesn't that look good? Put the biscuit in here. Make sure everything looks good. All right. And now I'm going to throw some gravy on here. The gravy looks excellent. There's that. That looks good. Let me show it to you. I'm going to show it to you before I taste it. check out those biscuits. And there's my biscuit with gravy. And I'm going to taste it. I'm sure it's going to be excellent. Oh yeah, that's good. That's better than that's amazing. The addition of bacon really made this so much better. Oh, that is... You have got to try that. If you have never put bacon in your sausage gravy, you have got to try it. Alright, folks. That's it for this video. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.